And those are my super simple protein pancakes. These taste really good with chopped bananas inside. And today I just layered them with some probiotic vegan yogurt, flax seeds, cinnamon, and maple syrup on top. So they're, a little bit healthy, but they still have all the gluttony and sweetness of normal pancakes, just with a little bit of added protein. And of course, they're fully plant-based. So these are great fuel for the day. In these pancakes, there's protein, there's fiber, there's healthy fats, there's antioxidants, and there's even probiotics because of the yogurt that I used. And there's turmeric. I do really love this protein powder that I used. I was going to make these for Elena because one of my favorite things to do lately is to cook for friends and to give them just full, real nourishment into their tummies and to share meals together. I just think that's really fun. But I would have had to bring all the ingredients to her apartment, and that just didn't really make sense. I usually take my vitamins right after breakfast because, like most people, I want to do the right thing to keep my body healthy in the long run, but it can be hard to get all the essential nutrients that I need on a daily basis. So I've been taking these Ritual vitamins, and they're just 2 easy to take capsules that provide 9 nutrients to support a healthy foundation. So this video is sponsored by Ritual. Shout out to them. I actually started taking them quite a bit ago. They have everything from omegas to D3. They have a minty smell, and they actually help to make your breath smell good after you taste them, unlike a lot of vitamins. And you only need to take 2 of these once a day, and they do not make you nauseous, which is something I appreciate so deeply because I have a very sensitive stomach. But these are certified vegan, sugar-free, gluten-free, GMO-free, and allergen-free, which is amazing. They just come straight from the supplier to your door for about $1 a day with no strings attached. You can cancel your membership at any time. Better health doesn't happen overnight, so Ritual is offering you 10% off your first 3 months. You can go to the first link in my description box or use the code Hitomi at checkout and just put your mind a little bit more at ease and see how your body feels after taking these for a little bit. I definitely feel more balanced and more at a stable equilibrium. For dinner, I just threw together a tabbouleh of sorts. So I started off with some bulgur wheat, which cooks similarly to rice. It's just 1 part of the wheat, 1 part water. Once it boils, you just cover it and let it simmer for about 15 minutes. And I chopped up some pepper, and I rinsed and dried some chickpeas. I mixed them together and laid them out on a piece of parchment paper and just sprinkled this harissa powder mix on them, which was just a little bit of spice and some garlic and onion powder and just a little bit of olive oil. I just fully coated them and mixed them all together. And then I added these red pepper halves just because I wanted to be extra and serve the tabbouleh in the pepper half. And I put those on the top shelf to cook. And while that was baking, along with the bulgur, I just chopped up some cucumbers and tomatoes and scallions. And I added some more seasoning to that and then threw the chickpeas and peppers on top, mixing in the cucumbers and the tomato and the scallions as well. And this was the final meal. I had so much left over, which was really good in salads for the next few days, but I just stuffed them in the peppers and I added some dill and lemon on top. I also think this would be amazing with some vegan cheese, but I put some vegan yogurt on one of them, and that was what I had for lunch. And a little bit later, I headed into the city to have dinner with friends, Maya and Claudia, and we just steamed up some rainbow kale, some mushrooms, and I brought over some buffalo cauliflower, and we just made whatever we had, including this, I think, Trader Joe's pasta, which was really good. Pretty sure it was gluten-free. And then we just had that with some tahini sauce, salt and pepper, and it was really simple and delicious and just sweet. I love being around other beautiful humans, and we watched a movie on Netflix, and that was everything that I ate in the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is just one example of what I eat in a day, and not something that you should necessarily model your life or your diet around, because the amount of food that I eat and the meals that I eat changes so frequently, and I just like to make these videos as meal inspo. And honestly, some days I eat like 2 meals a day and that's all I need. Other days I eat like 5 meals a day and I'm still a little bit hungry and I snack even more. And I think that it kind of corresponds with the hormonal changes that happen throughout the month. As someone with a yoni and a menstrual cycle, I feel like that affects eating a lot. And yeah, it's just a really touchy subject. And I think for so much of my life, I just kind of thought that I was going to like figure out what my body needed and figure out my relationship with food and just have it be complete and over, and like fully know everything that I needed to know about my eating habits and stuff like that. But the more wise I become, I just realized that food and mental health and like spirituality, all these different kind of like worlds, are things that we're always going to have relationships with, and they're never just going to be fully resolved. We're never going to get to a point where like, oh, we don't ever have to feel sadness again, or like we'll never binge eat again. I mean, at least not for me. This is like my perspective. We're always going to have relationships to food, and they're going to shift as our body shifts and as our outer worlds shift. And I think that knowing that little simple truth has helped me so much to not have any attachment or any expectation to where I'm supposed to be at in my journey, in my relationships to food, or in my spiritual journey, or in my mental health journey. You know, all of it is just like, I want to wake up every single day and be absolutely present with where I'm at, you know, the steps that I'm taking in this moment to feel better in this life and be able to give more love to the people around me. And so I definitely still struggle with my relationship to food at times, but it just comes in waves, and I try to be really present with it if I binge eat or if I find myself restricting, which are the two extremes that I feel like I've always struggled with for so much of my life, and that I know a lot of people struggle with. And if I do binge eat, which happens maybe once a month or every few months, or maybe it happens 3 times in a month, but it's been pretty sporadic, which I'm really grateful for. But when it does happen, instead of allowing myself to rest in guilt or shame, I call one of my friends like immediately, and I'll tell them like, yeah, I just binge ate, I don't know why that happened, but I think this and this is happening, and I'm just trying to like deal with my stress. And I really just talk it out with my friends in the moment. And I realize that so many of my friends struggle with the exact same thing, and talking so openly about it is not only helpful for me, but it's helpful for them as well. And it can feel very isolating and shameful, but knowing that what you're feeling and how you respond to those feelings is valid changes everything. Like, it gives you the space to look at the situation differently. And I just want to remind everyone that the way that you cope with your stress and with your sadness does not make you a bad person, and is completely valid and can just be looked at objectively. And maybe you can devise a plan for how to cope with these feelings differently in the future, or after you binge eat, how to just nurture yourself back to a loving frequency quicker, so that you don't continue spiraling into binge eating or negative self-talk. Talk to someone, let people know, like, oh, it feels really good just to not feel like you're carrying this weight on your own, and know that you have people around you that support you and that want to help you through this part of your journey. Not to get too deep, but you know, I like to talk about real stuff. I don't want to just talk about surface level things. Like, I want to talk about matters of the heart. And yeah, food is something that I will always have an interesting, ever-changing relationship with. And the biggest thing that has helped me is just being present through all the shifts in my body and my cravings in my diet. And I love eating plants. I love eating veggies. And like I said, I think I mentioned this like 3 times in this video, cooking with friends is such a beautiful ritual, and it just makes the experience so much more meditative. You have to eat anyway. It's cheaper than going out. You have more quality time. You get to like use your creativity in the kitchen. So cook with your home girls, your homies. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go. I hope that you can take some deep breaths into your belly after this video, and I will do the same. Thank you so much. I cherish you. I hope to see you in a video soon.